Go.
All right. Hello, everybody. Here is Peter Churget speaking, and this is the Power Awakening podcast. Today I have our guest, Nicolas, and he will mention how is the power awakening in his life, power losses in his life, who is Nicolas, what he's doing. And we have quite a few topics to discuss. It will be a kind of advanced level of Power Awakening podcast, so get ready. Nicolas, can you please introduce yourself to those who's listening or watching? Who are you? What do you do in Oslo?
Yes. Thank you. Thank you for being here. I'm really glad we got the opportunity, two busy men sitting here. So I'm very glad. So my name is Nicolas Canyon, and I'm working to being in service, I would say, like with different things. But mostly I found myself and my life path to taking in the saunas. What I can create in the saunas. They call it sauna master, but I don't like the word sauna master because we all are masters in different ways. And to becoming a master, it's a long, long time. But I'm working there the most. I'm facilitating sound therapy, sound healing, sound bath, you want to call it, men's group, or what is to be in service for others.
Mm.
So that's me right now. So I'm in different spas in different countries right at the moment.
Mm-hmm. Okay, thank you, Nicolas. Then I usually just jump into everybody's power awakening.
Cool.
Because that's the main topic first, so those who's listening can understand how people can get to the point to put themselves together, find out how to fix life, how to get into power, and then create their future and live a balanced and beautiful present. And for this, everybody mostly goes through on all kinds of challenges.
Yes.
How was yours, starting from childhood until now? What would you highlight?
Wow, this is hard to summary everything because I can see now everything has been a gift since I was born, was adopted from Colombia to Sweden and until all the travels what happening. But it was very hard to grow up in Sweden as a child under the 80s and coming from another country. And there I think it started, that to wanted to fit in, wanted to be seen. One of the wounds I've been working with a lot, and still are, of course. And the validation wound, like, can you see me? Because I didn't feel that I'm getting that at home, maybe, because yeah, it was very hard at home, in school, and like these things. I became the cool man that wanted to be with the cool kids and fighting in the streets and like these things. But with time you grow up also and the challenges. I'm very glad that it was a hard grown up, and my mother was always supporting me, but she had a lot of things that were hard for her in the life. Now she's my best friend and we have a really good relationship. So up until I don't know, I think it was the breaking point was around 25 when I moved to Ireland and was going to work, and I met my friend's father, and it was my best friend, my teacher, if you want to call it that, and like my own father almost. That was the turning point in my life to see the real side of the spirituality, and not I was coming then from the psytrance scene and was in the woods and being saying, wow, we're one family here, one love almost. And maybe taking substances and you see everything is, wow, the world is so beautiful in a hippie way, but that is not, for me, not real spirituality. But he showed me what real spirituality is. And I have heard lessons. It's like, shut up, Nicholas. Give me a book. The Tibetan book of living and dying, I think it was. Read. He took a glass of wine and then we discussed and like, wow. And he didn't want to hear me about my wounds and sitting there and being pitying over my life. He wanted to teach me what life is. That was a big breaking point in my life.
Okay. So then you had a good book, spiritual guidance.
Different books, but a good
Different books.
maestro. He was crazy, and I love the word crazy because when someone said you're crazy, I say thank you, because that is a compliment for me. Like I don't want to be normal. We're gonna put people in boxes.
Mm.
So for me, it was very good to be with him. He was a big teacher. He just passed away this year, and I was back in his funeral. And he said even before he went away, he's like, I don't want a funeral when everyone's sitting and crying. I'm gonna have a big party. So it's 2 days of party in the pubs in Ireland.
Mm.
And that was beautiful to be there and experience that.
Mm. Mm. So then he was your mentor, let's say?
Can say that
Yeah.
in a kind of way. I have a hard time. I haven't can say this is my mentor in life. I say life is more my mentor.
Mm.
And I want to put up anyone as a guru, mentor. I haven't found it yet. I'm not searching, but he was a big inspiration, I want to say.
Inspiration, okay.
He was a big inspiration for me.
Showing the right books and talking about everything you read.
Yeah, and seeing when I can touch things, I say, and feel it, I understand it. But before that, I have a hard time to understand it.
Mm.
Even if I'm these days going quite a spiritual road and having my practices and having my tools, I need to see it and understand it before I believe it.
Mm. So basically having the right books, the right discussions and integration of the teachings in the books are a very good tool for those who are in their 20s or those who's looking for their ways.
Yeah,
feeling.
I would say that. I would say that. My life still, I have hard time to read books because my brain is all over, not thinking, but on the run. So I have hard time to just sit down and taking the time still. Even if I do my meditation every day and I having my practices, a book for me is very hard. But I have been blessed that the life is just showing up as it should be.
Mm.
And showing me these gifts every time. And these days right now, I only have one big mantra, I'm calling it. Is this, I like to change one word, is like often people or me. I want to talk about me, not other people. I like, why is the universe doing this to me and put myself as a victim? But if you just change one word and say, why does the universe do this for me? In the good and the bad, especially the bad times, and seeing what is the teaching here, then my life turned out to be a blessing.
And how was your power losses and power awakening after this period when you spend your time in overseas?
Wow, I think the power losses and power awakening has coming when you start to realize what life is, and coming from some hard background with criminality, drugs, and like these things. You just want to be approved, and that was with my losses. I think, wow, I'm a popular man. I'm the one that everyone comes to. Having the parties or having the smoke, and didn't understand what life is before my turning point in life. One that I'm blessed too, that I got caught with marijuana. That was my best friend, my best medicine before. I got calm, I stopped fighting, like Bob Marley says, no fuss, no fighting. And was my teacher then. But to get rid of this and see every people just disappeared was awakening for me. And see, wow, this is more. And suddenly I was in a yoga studio starting to do Kundalini yoga. And this was my spiritual bypass, because then it was just yoga, going to 3-4 lessons a day and just getting high on that. And didn't understand that, and was on all these events with alternatives people, and for that, wow, this is family, this is one. And these days I can call it without judgmental, like kumbaya, my lord. I wanted more grounded. So with that question, I say it's coming in. The power losses, the power awakening is still happening, Just a couple of weeks ago, I got this teaching. I lost my 2 cats. That's been there for me 14 years. The biggest healers that I've been ever had, you know. And I still processing, still almost starting to cry when I'm saying it, because I think the fox eat them, so they disappeared like this. In one day, I lost the ones that have been there for me all the time and helping a lot of people. I lost money through friends was going to help me do crypto business the same week. I got kidney stones. I couldn't travel to Romania to the biggest herbal festival every time in 1 week. And what a blessing for me when I could see, like, wow, don't take health for granted. Don't take money for granted. And don't take anyone's life for granted. So it was a power loss, but at the same time, a power awakening. Again, like, wow, how long I have come in my life that I didn't give up and put myself as a victim, but I allowed myself to be weak, not to be weak, I want to change that, to be sad and to mourn and to having pain. But at the same time, what can I be taught from this?
It sounds like this is the mindset what people need in these times as well.
Yes.
Once they get all these losses, these failures, this pain, what to do with that. And I received 2 bad news when I was talking with my colleague. Two people we knew, they lost their life and they ended it with their own hands. And it's because one of them because of a divorce and the other one is because of relationship issues. So both of them were in their 30s, 40s, and they still had no right tool to stop their negative spiral.
Yes.
Unfortunately. So why we are doing the Power Awakening podcast is basically talking about that, yeah, everybody have difficult times, but we need the tools for power awakening.
For sure.
And what we have always is this, the mind, your own mind is the first thing that you observe, like, okay, how I react to something. And you managed in 3 cases to, okay, process it and understand it in a different way than others would do. And it's because your technique that you said, changing the one word.
Yeah, but accepting at the same time, and all the tools that we can go through, that has made me come there at the same time.
So now you see the difficulties already as something that will help you grow.
Yes, for sure. But this is step by step in life.
Yeah.
And the thing that you're lifting up, and I think we're going to discuss more, is the men's circle that we both have been facilitating. To understand that you're not alone. That's why we're doing this. That's why I want to sit here too. You're never alone. I can have felt so alone in my life. But with different groups or some, then you start to find yourself. And I remember my first men's circle. It was with a group called the Sacred Sons in the United States. And I sit online, and we were 40 men from different countries, figure of speech, many men. And one is taking up a topic that is like, oh, this is taboo almost. And you see 40 men, and the leader says, like, raise up your hand if you feel something like you can feel this too, if you have this problem. And everyone is raising up the hand. And then suddenly you see you're not alone. The things that you have been ashamed for all your life, you're not alone. And when you understand, wow, and opening up like this is one of the first steps to try to taking away this unhealthy masculine, that a man should be so strong, and we're standing by ourselves, and a man doesn't cry, and many of us have fathers that doesn't show feelings, you know, and learn this from childhood or movies or something, you know. This is the way I'm burning for with the men, just men's work, to understand that we have feelings and it's totally right to show feelings, and that you're not alone.
What was the age when you first met with this men's groups?
I thought it was like, okay, I just done it a couple of years, but I saw something. I think the first time was 2018. I started with this, and now I'm coming back more and more into this, some in waves, because what I see is important to me that like to create is to narrow down the energy and the projects, because I was getting my own projects, my energy is only half done everywhere. So I decided to put all my energy into the work in the saunas. Right now, my main work was in a big spa here in Oslo. It's a Nordic biggest spa. And what I like there, because we can have a figure speech around 40 guests to 100 guests in the sauna. And it's people going to a spa. It can be the thug, it can be the rich man, it can be the normal man or woman that not are going to these groups, not are going to self-development. And here is the magic happening for me, what I can do. Because there you don't know, they don't know what they're going into. And just explaining short about this, like I was talking about a lot of things, like doing a sauna ceremony, many but doesn't know what is our mission is to put some infusion of herbs or etheric oils on the stove, let the steam go up, and we go with fans or with towels to distribute. So I see when I'm doing working in the loilu, the spirit of the sauna, the steam is like you have the infusions, the oils. You have the maybe music, and to combine everything of this and seeing, I guess, it's like you're being a conductor. You're controlling the space at the same time. So I'm a beautiful tool in these all different tools at the same time. And that's where I see the magic happen. And where I could be with witnessing people's transformation to sit and sweat, and at the same time experience what can happen with music, steam and oil at the same time.
Interesting is this, because the sauna and these rituals that you do is basically like meditation, because people get anchored down with the smell they in the present they smell, the music they hear, and anchoring their attention helps them to be present.
Yeah.
So other people do meditation to finally get out of the thoughts, but here you can choose to pick the right music to open them up to that way.
Yes.
And using the smells to not just heal them, but also to maintain their attention to the present, because I'm with this good moment, this present moment. So it's quite beautiful, and you also combine it with the sun journeys.
Exactly, with the sound in the saunas, like in this, we have the gong room, but it's not hotter. But I have met guys, Grotta Sanora, they're from Italy, very good gong makers, and made it to a spa up in Stockholm, the gongs, and they liked my ceremonies, how I hold the space so much. So they said, like, we're gonna do a gong for you to the saunas that you can put oils on. So not to be that, but I think maybe it's the only one in the world that you can put oils on, and the metal is heating it up. So you have the gong sound, but at the same time, when I'm going with this metal plate, it comes the smells of the oils on it too. So combine this, and with sound therapy with heat is very interesting. Or like I'm burning to take in the indigenous tribes into the sauna, and their songs are prayers in a high frequency. So this combined, this is new for the tribes also. But I was in I don't like to call it competition, was this weekend, was the classic championship in Sweden. But then it's without no music. You're gonna guide them in meditation we're talking about, and I had about the 4 elements. But then one guy came to me, he's like, wow, finally I meet you. I was with you when you had the tribes here in Norway, and it changed my life. It was a transformation. It was a big stepping point out. in my life, and after this I decided to take education as a sauna master. So thank you. And this is one of the most beautiful compliments I get, because it's sincere. It's not like, whoa, you did so cool waving techniques, or you're doing this show with, and often people come after these sauna ceremonies and say good compliment, and it's thank you. And what I don't like is everyone is sitting clapping their hands after, and I try to, in the calm ones, to take that away. Just, it's harder to sit in a ceremony than holding a ceremony if the sauna master doesn't do it right. So seeing the transformation in him, or in the full moon ceremonies I hold, also the transformation I saw yesterday, when it can be 40, 100 people, and people going through deep processes, working with the full moon's energy, sitting and crying or just being themselves, is beautiful. And then one man came, he's like, thank you, it's the first time I cry publicly in a sauna. And this took, coming from men, coming to me, is the biggest compliments I ever get as a facilitator. There I found my role to be in the saunas that are a deep work. When I took the tribes from Brazil, it was one of the elderly women. She came and she said, like, the best thing I ever always think about the sauna. She's like, it's like it healed my childhood, because it was coming back to my mother's womb. It's safe, it's warm, but it's fragile. It was the most beautiful description of the sauna.
Now it just reminded me to the sweat lodge, because it's quite the same healing topic, right?
Yeah, have you done the sweat lodge?
No, for me, when it's already summertime and around 40 degrees, for me it's already a quite intense experience, so I couldn't make it. But yeah, I will try that one once for sure. Yeah.
Yeah, it's I only done it once. I love sauna. I can be in sauna. I can do how much sauna that people don't understand how much the body can take.
But the
But
preparation is different.
but I wanna say, the rebirth in a sweat lodge or temazcal, or what you call it, is totally different to a sauna ritual. Because if we wanna be correct, what we do, we maybe do 12 to 15 minutes in the sauna maximum. Then we take a break. In a sweat lodge, you can sit up to 3 hours, and it's in this coupole, and it's sitting inside, and it's getting so hot, so you feel like you're dying inside. But it's a rebirth. I only done it once, and I want to do it more. And so I'm like, hey, you should go and be a temazcal, or doing this leading sweat lodge. Like, no, this is many years of, this is not my role, but I will do it, and I have an idea, and I want to do it to do a co-creation with sound therapy with men, and only sweat lodge. This is the one I'm manifesting. Maybe this year, maybe we sit together then.
And it's good because you have the passion to do this. Now you have lots of experience doing it, and experiencing how to set up the sauna session quickly, intensely, and in a useful manner. So learning from all this helps you basically in the future to create every kinds of combinations that you feel like that could work. So you are in a very nice place for sure. And receiving these feedbacks that you mentioned, it's great because, as you said, it's just 12 to 15 minutes. And then it helps people still to get in touch with their emotions, with themselves, and being in the present. So it's just a great example of we not just meditate to be present. It's many kinds of things that can bring you into the present and make changes.
Yeah.
So having, for example, these tools, going to the saunas, having the rituals at the weekend or even after work, is possible. In Oslo, I don't know how is it when you live, but try it at least once per month, I would say. If you don't have a Scandinavian environment, at least once per month, try to get into a good sauna. It's not easy to find everywhere, but hopefully you will manage. Or a sweat lodge.
or a sweat lodge. But I just want to say
Go
one
hardcore.
sauna is scientifically proved. I don't want to go in wrong information, but it's scientifically proved that going sauna, I think it once a week. I don't want to say too much. It's really good for the whole body. So if you can go to any sauna, if at a gym or in a spa, or if it's big or small, it doesn't matter. This has changed your life a lot, you know. For me, it's taking care of the body. You know, I need to think about what I'm drinking, how much I'm drinking, what I'm eating. You know, to have this stamina to be, and to doing this what I do with the towel. I need to go to the gym. So for me, my own time now is to go to the gym as much as possible. That's good for my body, and this is my time to go.
Mm.
So
I experienced the benefits of the sauna because of the immune boost. So since I'm having these sauna sessions, I was not sick. Before I joined the sauna rituals, I was sick once. I'm generally quite strong, but the saunas definitely boosted it because I was around sick people, sick team members, and all this, and I had nothing. It's because I always go to the sauna before I go to work. So increasing the body temperature, it creates the effect of releasing more white blood cells that are the immune soldiers. Try to find why the body temperature is raised so much, and these elevated white blood cells stays in the body for 4-5 days or something like that. Search now if you listen, so you will know. And of course, it's just great to have the essential oils, inhalating all these nice essential oils, relaxing in the warmth. Yeah, is definitely something that can be one thing that brings you into the present.
exactly.
It boosts your immune system, relaxes people.
Breathing techniques, how to
Breathing.
breathe, to be in the present, and in the sauna is the most important.
Mm.
And that's how you take it to the present, the breath.
And this is part of a tool to be in balance,
For sure.
because what we basically highlighted in the beginning is that you need to find ways to be in balance. It means you sleep enough, drink enough, eat enough, and you have the techniques that makes you feel relaxed, recharged, ready for everything. Because in heavy times, when there is difficulties in life, these are your anchors to life and to your power. You need to know how you work. So maybe for you is not the gym, maybe for you is the yoga that is really helps you to be present. We had Eirik Skarholt in the podcast. He said he had a yin yoga. It was very good in that time when he had burnout. It's a very slow and meditative yoga, not about stretching and muscles in use too much. It's about relaxing and connecting with yourself. So I recommend go out and try any sport activities, any relaxations, and just mark those that are really made changes in your life, because maybe these will be the anchors that you need in a challenging time. Thank you for being here.
Thank you.
We will continue in the next episode. It will be one click away because I will upload them both in the same time. And see you soon.
Yeah, see you.
And of course, like and subscribe, because YouTube will not show this podcast to anyone if we don't have followers and likes. It's crazy. So please, thank you.
Thank you.